Hi guys, I'm Andrew Segala of Andrew Segala Photography, and thanks for tuning into my video. Today I'm going to be going over some basic items that you guys should have if you want to become a photographer. Now these items may or may not be expensive or inexpensive, but regardless, these are items that you should have at some point as a beginner set of items. Now before I go into that, I want to talk a little bit about myself. I am a San Francisco Bay Area native. I just recently got out of the Navy after 5 years of service, and that's when I thought to myself and said, I really want to go to college. So that's where I am now. I'm at the Academy of Art University studying one of my lifelong hobbies and passions, which is photography. And with me studying photography, I do hope to become a well-renowned, well-established, or pretty good freelance photographer, and hopefully become employed and work for a big name agency as a photographer. So without further ado, let's go into the main items that I'm going over. One of the first items, and this should be first and foremost if you want to become a photographer and take photos for a living, is a camera. Now you're going to want to get a DSLR camera, and the brand could be whichever your preference be: Nikon, Canon, Sony, Fujifilm, Olympus. Either one, just whatever it is, it has to be a DSLR camera. DSLR cameras are the highly recommended, if not the standard within photography, to even become a photographer, due to its capabilities of taking photos and rendering color and displaying color, displaying color, and so on and so forth. So if you want to become a photographer, this is probably number one. So a second thing other than the camera you're going to want to have is a lens. Now lenses can vary on how far they can zoom and what they're intended use for. I have a 35mm, which is great for portraits and all around everyday use. But whatever lens that you end up getting, which if you're going to become a beginner photographer, I recommend you starting off with the starting lens kits, which is usually an 18 to 55mm, which is great for portraits specifically, along with everyday use. So regardless, whatever camera you get, you're going to need to have a lens, because you really can't use a camera unless you've got a lens. It's kind of a given. Now, speaking of givens, another one that you should definitely have is not only a battery charger for your camera, but have an extra battery. Extra batteries are great when it comes to doing multiple shoots, especially when it comes to events or when you're doing photo shoots for clients, because I for sure have had that experience where I would be on a shoot and my battery would be on 2 bars and I was nowhere near done with the shoot, or worst comes to worst, my battery dies during a shoot. So it would be smart, if you want to become a photographer, to get an extra battery so that when your first one runs out, you can literally just pop this one in and continue shooting. Another item I'm going to show you guys is something that is quite undermined, and is something that you would definitely use when you're out probably on hikes or in any type of shoot that you can think of that requires you to not hold a camera because your arm will probably get tired, or you need a very steady balance for your camera to take a shot, and that is having a tripod. A tripod is great because regardless of your situation, you can use these to set your camera on top and have a very sturdy platform to set your camera, rather than a center table if you don't like that. It's very good. Other than the camera being a major investment that you'll be making and buying, tripods is probably the next major investment, because you don't want one that will be wobbly every single time you use it, or worse, breaks immediately after use. So do have a very good, sturdy, durable tripod. Now when it comes to photography, you're probably getting a lot of dirt, dust, or lint on your camera. And rather than using your shirt, which can at times damage your lens, it can cause micro scratches, or blowing on it, which will probably be even worse, because a lot of spit that you blow onto your camera lens, creating more of a smudge and more of a hassle to clean up. It is highly recommended, if not needed, to get a cleaning kit. Now within a cleaning kit, A lot of them come standard with at least an air blower for you to blow out the dust and lint, a soft brush to brush off any lint or dust that sticks on there after you air blow it, some clean cloth kits that are very soft and will not damage your lens, along with cleaning spray to get the very stubborn dirt off. Now, when it comes to taking photos, you're probably going to want to edit those photos, and if you don't edit photos, you're going to want to store them somewhere. Well, you could store them on your computer, but those photos can add up. Not to mention, you probably have a lot of other stuff, applications, games, documents, whatever your case may be, stored on your computer. So it is highly recommended and be a smart decision to get an external hard drive. You can use the external hard drive to fully have dedication of storing and editing photos. That's my video, everyone. Again, those are some very basic items I believe that everyone should have, at least if you want to become a photographer as a beginner. So hope to see you next time. See you then.